this video, I want to go over the term complex numbers. Complex numbers are when you add a real number and an imaginary number. Like, for example, if we had the real number 5 and then added that to the imaginary number 7i, this would be considered a complex number. Any real number plus or minus any imaginary number. Complex numbers could also just be one imaginary number, or just one real number. This 7i and that 5 are both complex numbers. Complex numbers is like the overall thing that all numbers in math lie in. So with this, you could do addition, basic functions with these complex numbers. For example, if I had 7i plus 5, and I'm going to put this in parentheses, and then add it to 24i minus 17, putting this also in parentheses. So, way you go about it is, like most equations, just add the like terms. 24 plus 7, that would be 31i. 5 minus 17, that would be negative 12. These are all basic stuff. But then you can do a bit more when it comes to complex numbers. Like, say, for example, I have 7i squared plus 3 plus 2i cubed plus 4. In this equation, you see we have exponents, and when you raise I to a power, the outcome's either I negative 1, I negative I, or 1. So let's equate this out step by step. Okay, I squared. I squared by definition is negative 1. So this entire thing would be negative 7 plus 3 plus now 2i cubed. I cubed is negative I. So 2i cubed would be negative 2i minus negative 2i. And now plus 4. And now we can add like terms. Uh, let, let's do 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 7 is nothing, and then just left with negative 2i. So using this equation, you can see that how you can kind of transfer imaginary numbers to complex numbers by using a power. Like like if you square it or raise it to fourth power or sixth power, any even number if you raise it to, it will uh, turn into a real number because that's how it works. Let's take another example. This time, let's have 7i to the 7th plus 17 plus 4i to the 3rd plus 12. Okay, and again, let's equate this one step at a time. Okay, so the first step is equating this I to the 7th power. I to the 7th power is negative I. Negative I times 7 is negative 7i. And now plus 17. And now plus 4i to the 3rd. I to the 3rd is negative I. So that would be negative 4i plus negative for I. And now plus 12. Now let's equate this out. 12 plus 17 is 29. And then negative 7i minus 4i is negative 11i. And remember, whenever dealing with complex numbers, if you see an I raised to some power, make sure to simplify that first. It helps make the equation much neater. This was how to solve equations with complex numbers.